That's what made me realize that I should actually take my own word for things and believe in myself and actually take the gamble and do what I think is right. The first one that comes to mind would be when I had my first startup. There was a lot of self-doubt. It was my first time being a founder. I was still in university, and I felt like a massive imposter with this big grandiose title on my email signature. And what actually happened was I went through an accelerator program where I was given a team of people to help me develop the solution and help me get the business to market. But the problem was I put everything into their hands. I let them take the reins of the company essentially. And what quickly happened was the vision and everything I had been passionate about at the time started to go into a different direction. And the danger with that is the business changes drastically. And I ended up coming out of that program with something that I wasn't passionate about. It completely changed industries. The solution completely changed. And it wasn't something that I wanted to continue. So as well as wasting 3 to 6 months, there was thousands of dollars that was sunk into product development and research and everything else that went along with it. That if I was more confident and if I took a bigger bet on myself and believed in myself, that wouldn't have happened because I would have been able to control the situation a little bit more and the trajectory of the company. It was actually an event. It was an event that I went to. It was a few months after that where they were talking about building a business and sales and everything else that you need to consider. And I was at this event, and there was someone who still is really well known and very successful. And they were talking about what you should be focusing on. And I looked around the room, and there was a few hundred people in there, and everyone was frantically taking notes. But to me, what this person was talking about was general knowledge. It was things that I already knew, things that I'd learned, things that I've read. And when I say general knowledge, I mean for a startup founder or someone who's venturing out into business. And at that point, I turned around and looked, and I started to realize that I was being a little bit too critical. I started to realize that I'm not in a situation where I really don't know anything. And that's what made me realize that I should actually take my own word for things and believe in myself and actually take the gamble and do what I think is right.